Hey David, it's January 30th. It is 1:10 p.m. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, so it's an 8-hour difference with my girls in Germany, so I guess maybe it's a 7 or 8 hour difference with you. I've got 1:10 p.m. I just showered. When I was in the shower, this is going to get into computer programs they use for giving death threats. I want to show you how this works. Maybe I better... No, I better start with this because they will wipe my memory. The point is they're making threats against our cats in Germany. I've told my girlfriend before, they've still got a wiretap on them by the FBI. It's all... This is the behind-the-scenes structure here. Because I am the target and they are my family and significant others, the FBI has a wiretap on my family. It's not German agencies. So there's point number one. Let's see, point number two, hang on. Yeah, so they've been making threats and innuendos specifically against our black cat, Allie, the female, because I love our cat so much. I'm in front of my apartment here because I love her so much. And, they killed, if you've looked at the video I did, one of the, a few videos back here, these agents killed a black cat. Now, I've got to look at the actions of these agents, not their words and their lying mouths. They do stalking, which is not a pleasant experience. They're desensitized in regards to what they do to other people. They're dehumanized, Furthermore, agents and agencies, they pick agents who have these mental disabilities, flaws, to begin with. You understand? They don't pick somebody who is working for the FBI as a nun based on their characteristics to do the work of killers and torturers. You understand? What these agents do is they'll push something in, they'll say something, they'll communicate something to me, and then they'll push in a feeling of calm and peace and trust, like I trust them. It's all bullshit. This is one of the reasons why I'm doing this video. I should be very pumped up and angry at these agents. They've been threatening to steal cassettes, which will end the whole goddamn thing. As I stated in one video, even these agents have got to be somewhat objective here. They can't argue the point that I've put stuff on cassette which the CIA did not put in their file. They couldn't cover it all up, they couldn't bury it. In other words, if I'm telling the truth, there's information on those cassettes which will expose the CIA. As a point, I said to these agents here, look, I could do cassettes with you all now, and you wouldn't be able to write down everything that I'm putting on the cassette because you can't write that fast. They have no way or method of recording it all. Do you understand? So they killed the cat. On the 18th, I saw this cat. They steered me to the cat as I'm going over to this coffee shop. The whole thing was set up ahead of time by these agents. They've just been giving more and more references and innuendos towards cats. I go to, they do these 4-6 sessions at this place, livejasmine.com, and, all with technology on me, all that shit. They've got their girls wearing cat ears. This is still going on. I could include pictures, but there's no need to. So then I'm taking a shower today, and they made threats against our cat again yesterday. And I'm taking a shower. Let's say I'm based on guessing and time here, around 12:30 this afternoon. I'm showering, and take a look. I'm showering, normally a peaceful experience for people, and I'm dealing with threats against our cat. They push in, well, we won't kill your cat, we'll just torture your cat, and your family will never know, you'll never know. This is an idea from Horvat and her officers back in 2018. This was something that came up with Horvat and her officers. And it tells me that they're looking in their file. Because a cat can't speak to somebody and say, hey, I'm being tortured. Now, the thing that came up before that was, specifically, this is the way it works. They're giving me a stomach problem. I've had diarrhea for ever since I've been in Arizona. You understand? They're doing it with technology, there's no doubt. I've taken probiotics, drinking lots of water, you name it, and I've still got diarrhea. I've taken charcoal tablets, still got diarrhea. No matter what I do, what I take, I've still got diarrhea. So it starts off with, I'm thinking about this, and they're just totally screwing with my intestines and my stomach here. Now, they got a computer program set up, and it switches from me to our cat, which tells me that they're focused on our black cat here. Now, they can always shift it over and target the male cat, whose name is Marley, this big orange cat. They're just both sweet little people, what do I tell you? So, but it tells me they've got a computer program set up for getting ideas for targeting our black cat. So then it comes up as somebody came out the door here. So this tells me right away, okay, they've deliberately got computer programs set up for getting ideas for targeting our cats. So then I'm thinking, and then they're putting words to my thoughts. But the thing is, none of this is accidental. They're choosing this. And then what it does is it alters your thoughts a little bit and turns it into a dialogue like it's being directed at you. And I'm thinking, well, they'll give our cat problems, intestinal problems, stomach problems. They'll get the idea from me. And what this computer program does is it words this into a message from them to me. We'll give your cat stomach problems. And then I'm looking at, okay, well, Horvat came up with this idea. Well, we'll torture your cats and your family, and you won't know the difference. That's back in 2018. So then they've got this set up so that it's giving me text in regards to that. What it's doing is putting words to my unspoken thoughts. Now, I'm aware of all of this. The thing that people like Carrie and everybody has not been aware of, because they've been lying about this, is my understanding of the computer programs. They have deliberately set these computer programs up. Now, the key tell is, well, they've deliberately set this up in regards to our black cat, Allie. Now, the next point is, it's not just going on with Allie, it's going on with my girlfriend. Let's see, I've got it written down on my hand here on January 25th. I'm looking at all this stuff on the coronavirus. My girls live, a half hour away from the airport. My girlfriend works in Frankfurt. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking, well, they can just use the coronavirus as a cover story, give it to my girls, and, kill my girls. You understand? And again, the same thing. So, and then the next day, I get the same thing in regards to my father, because he drives a school bus, he's with kids, and a huge segment of their hometown is now Chinese. They, in fact, even have schools which teaches the Chinese in Chinese. You understand? Our neighbor is Danish. He teaches Chinese at the university. He's a professor. His family is Chinese. He married a Chinese woman. He's got kids who are half Chinese and half Danish. And the thing is, I'm looking at this, but then they're also choosing to have the computer program set up for giving threats. Now, the next point is, they are actually using these computer programs for getting ideas. This puts it in neon. It's like in red flashing light for them as they're watching. And they're saying, okay, we've got an idea for targeting his girls in Germany, for killing his dad with coronavirus, and now they've got something set up for our black cat. Oh, we'll give your cat stomach problems, and then it turns into, we'll torture your cats at home, and you and your family won't know the difference. And what it's doing is it's putting their wording, and it's delivering it as threats. And it centers around my unspoken thoughts to begin with. In other words, I'm looking at this. But the key point is, it's not by accident. Do you understand? In other words, this is a tell for me that behind the scenes they're actually looking at targeting our black cat and my girls in Germany and my father. Do you understand? So that's the way it works. So, they're actually looking at doing this. That's the point. They killed a black cat for no damn reason. They've been threatening to steal cassettes. Well, if I listen to cassettes, it all ends. Again, if there's nothing there, which these idiots want to believe, I bet money on it. If there's nothing there, then I've got no more options. If they steal my cassettes, everything changes. Because they will have left me just a target for the CIA, and it gets down to the stupidity of agents and agencies at this point. That agents are, this facade that people have, this bullshit image of agents and agencies, it's absolute nonsense. In my experience, they are the biggest bunch of morons on the planet. You pick somebody stupid and ignorant from your neighborhood, that's an agent. You give them training, and they're still a goddamn ignorant jackass and a fucking moron. And their intelligence never comes first. That's rather the point. They're a goddamn ignorant jackass to begin with. They perform based on the level they really are in real life. Do you understand? So that's another thing. I was going to do a video for you last night. They affected me. This whole thing is about, well, you're not letting the stalking in, which they've got it all set up for. And I'm like, hey, you let me listen to cassettes, and it'll be finished. There won't be any more argument. No matter which way you slice it, there's no more argument. Peaceful resolutions here. And, from their point of view, they don't give a shit. They don't have to give a shit. And you've got to look at it from my point of view. So I've got to address death threats all the way here. And, I sent you an email because they're affecting me like, oh, David's burnt out with you, this and that. And they're affecting me with feelings, not mine. The point is, they've been trying to, the FBI in Chapel Hill was trying to burn you out with me. This is a tactic Horvat used with Dr. John Hall. They affect me so much with technology, you just throw in the towel and you give up. I need you to hang on. I need you and Linda both to hang on. And, the more people looking at my videos, the better. These agents are people looking at my videos. They have Naris Insight that they use. They know if anybody looks at my videos. They know if my ass is flapping in the wind and nobody's covering my ass. I need a couple of months because I've got to get, a paycheck here. I've got to get 2 paychecks. I'll go back to Chapel Hill. I'll grab my cassettes. I'll bring them here. It'll be finished. Until then, I need people paying attention and keeping their eyes open. And yes, David, this situation is really almost finished. So I'm asking you, please, to just stay focused on my situation a little bit longer. I've been sending Bill from Project Camelot emails with video links, and I'm trying to balance it out between you and Bill. So if I send you a video link, check to see what other videos are up. Because it doesn't mean I've sent you every video link, of course not. I've got Lance, he's been checking my videos from the Cryptid Brothers. He's a really good guy. I trust him and his brothers. But that's it. And, Lance doesn't get this stuff the way that you and Bill do. You understand? I contacted Bill and Carrie in 2009. I only reached out to you in 2010. Now, that said, I've had far more contact with you, and based on the amount of contact, you're much, much more familiar with my circumstances and situation. So, you are the preferred person here. Getting back to the point here, hang on. Yeah, right, I have to address the death threats, because I have to play this dumb game of theirs. And I've said to them, this is stupid. I'm a witness, and you're talking about killing family and killing our pets who are family. That's the point. There's no difference. They're like our children. Because they are. You take a psychology class, they teach you that cats and dogs have the mental capacities of a 3 or 4-year-old. They are. They're like little kids. They've got the mental development. They're sharp. Same thing with parakeets. I used to say to our parakeet, Shanti, I'd say, ball, he'd go get his ball so that we could play ball. Ain't man smarter than the damn cats. No argument to it. But the point is, I'm forced into playing this dumb game of theirs. They're like, oh, we'll steal your cassettes, then you got nothing. And I was like, well, that's brilliant, And it's going to be a goddamn mess. I'm going to go crazy, because then they will have left me just flapping in the wind, and it's a green light for the CIA looking me up down the road here. If you've looked at past videos I've done over the months, I had journal entries that could prove Horvat and her officers were guilty. We had a German agent living next door. It never happened because of technology. I found a tape when I was with LJ and his agents in Berlenbach, Germany. Proved Horvat was guilty. It had the journal entries on cassette. Stole the cassette. Same goddamn thing. Couldn't tell my neighbor working for German agencies, couldn't play her the cassette. What do you think will happen here a year down the road once I'm free of stalking and they don't have a passive wiretap on me? They'll have a passive wiretap on me for 1 year. I'm just a green light for the CIA. There's a roster here. They just type in my name and they find out if I'm in or out of stalking. I'm dead meat. They're talking about stealing my cassettes. I sent my mother a message yesterday saying, don't let anybody steal my cassettes. And she sent me a message. She's doing stalking like you're off your rocker, nobody's going to steal your cassettes, blah, blah, blah. It's my mother, the biggest moron on the planet. And then what these agents do is push in a feeling like now I can be relaxed. I wouldn't go on a goddamn thing my mother says. They just stole all of my drawings from all the way from the 8th grade up into my college years. The FBI did. Parents went along with that, no problem. And I was going to copyright my drawings and my character. Copyright my character and a bunch of the drawings so I could make money off of it. I've been drawing a werewolf, strangely enough, since 8th grade. Take a look at the subject of Dogman. That subject has exploded. There's a market for my drawings, so the FBI stole all of my drawings. I'm supposed to believe, do you think I would feel safe? Because my mother says nobody's going to steal your cassettes, you're crazy, you're off your rocker, is what she said. And then these agents are pushing in a feeling like I can be relaxed now. It's my mother, the biggest imbecile on the planet, the biggest patsy of agencies on the planet. You can't fucking forget it. They're doing a technology emotion push, and they're pushing this on me and leaving it on me. I'll believe I have cassettes when they are in this apartment and I'm listening to them. You understand? So, and again, I've got to look at the actions of these agents. And, they're saying, well, you don't know if we've stolen the cassettes. Of course I don't. That's not the fucking point. One dead cat already. And I've experienced nothing but the ignorance of agents and agencies. This shit about they're good at their jobs and stuff, it's all bullshit. Maybe they were 40 years ago, but they aren't now. They're the biggest bunch of fucking fakes on the planet. I'm not going on these idiots. That's the other point. They do stalking and killing with this technology in the first place. Before I became their designated target. And I'm supposed to count on their consciousness and intelligence for in regards to cassettes and the CIA being guilty here and my catching the CIA finally and ending this mess. I'm supposed to count on them. Would you? You understand? So I'm forced into playing this game of doing videos and addressing death threats. There's no choice, and I need you, and, I prefer Linda also looks, because you guys can, bounce ideas off of each other. But, I need you keeping an eye on things here. I did a video, I sent Bill the video link, and, it'd be great if you would look at that video link. There's a point, there are great points about the rape framing, which I never got to bring up. And that's tip of the iceberg, There was a girl I worked with at a restaurant, and she had been raped. I was the only one who gave a shit enough to go to the Rape Crisis Center and try and get her help. And then they labeled me a racist. And this was years before they labeled me a rapist. And this is years before they did that. Labeled me a rapist, So I go and try and get help for this girl at the Rape Crisis Center, but then I'm a rapist. So, there are tons of damning points against the FBI. Only thing they've been able to do is hit pieces. There are things I can't bring up in video and stuff because they'll use it against me. I can speak to you about it. I've done one thing in stalking, one thing only, which I felt horrible about for a long time. But really, when you look at the circumstances, that wasn't my fault. It not only was not my fault, it's what the FBI was going for. based on their knowledge of psychology and manipulating. You understand? So, I got no problem speaking about that with you or Bill, but I can't speak about this shit on video. You understand? They've created these sound bites, by the way, for playing for people at work and stuff because it makes me look guilty. They're not telling people about this technology. You understand? Makes all the difference in the world. So everybody is kept on a different level. People at work are way up here on a bullshit level. You're way down here, far, close to the main nerve and what's really going on. My sister is also closer. I see that she's been thinking about stuff. She's not stupid. She has been looking at stuff. So I know that because some stuff has come up, and she's obviously been targeted with technology at times. So that's it. I'll end the video here. I've got to do these videos. It's 20 minutes long, and it feels like 5 minutes to me. So that's it. I'll just have to keep doing videos. I've got to play their dumb game here. Once I get to listen to cassettes, it's over. All right? Please try and make an extra effort here to stay on top of the situation. Please. I'll be sending you my sister's email address. If you don't see videos at The World of Dante, you don't see videos being posted at this video channel, the Dante Kalidas channel, then feel free to contact my sister and, ask if everything's all right with me. I gave her your email address and Bill's email address, told her to contact you guys if I die at work. I told her she's not in a position to make judgment calls. If I die at work, it won't be a coincidence. But, the way these agents look at it is there's only one person here that I'm counting on, and they will just affect her into not doing it. That's reality. If that's all it takes to keep the situation contained, that's what they'll do. You understand? Them affecting you or Bill, it's a totally different matter. There's something else I wanted to say. Hang on. I can contact one of my friends and tell him to contact you guys, but I don't think he'll do it. I think he'll do what the FBI asks him to do. You understand? Too many people are in the pocket of agents and agencies here because they've been kept on a dumbed-down level. My parents would never in a million years contact you guys as a point. So I will be giving you my sister's email address. I'll check my phone. They have wiped her phone number. I'll have to try and get her phone number again. My mother won't give it to me. That one's guaranteed. I'll have to get it from my sister, and then I'll pass on her phone number as well. That way, if I just seem to disappear, you can look up my sister and find out. I'll also be giving you the password for my YouTube channel. And that said, I'm going to repost most of those videos at the Dante Kalidas channel. I'm not doing myself any favors by having them private. And they've been sitting on me the last few days. I haven't been able to do it. But I'll also give you the password to my YouTube channel, just to make sure. And because I won't be able to post everything. Some of those videos I've been affected so heavily that there's no way in hell I would post them. So, alright, that's it.